Air conditioning and life made simple. Good morning. Man, what a wonderful day. We have a service call. And the service call is the thermostat is not responding. So we're on our way right now, me and there he is, the one, the only, the man with a plan, Westley Avery. So yeah, we're on our way to check it out and see what it is. The customer did state that there was a time where they added refrigerant. So is that part of the problem? I don't know. Is it did it ice up again, and is there a float switch? The water overflowed and cut the float switch, so now the thermostat's not responding. That could be it, right? But that is the scenario. The scenario is the thermostat is not responding. Right? That leaves it open to a lot of stuff. So, man, I hope you're doing good. Come with us, check it out. Let's see what's happening. What do we got, Wesley? All right, so the homeowner stated that the same thing. It just hasn't been running well since yesterday. But we came around here to the outside unit, and it's pretty straightforward what I see. And you tell me if you can see this. So this is the condensing coil. You see that line all the way down? If I stand back, you can see it. Let's see, right there. So that's refrigerant oil on that condensing coil. Okay, so we need to get in here and right off the bat look for a leak. So we're gonna check for refrigerant in the system. So, man, we got 204 on that side, but of course system's off. Let's hook up that low side. Alright, so now we should be equalized out. It's been off for a while. 203 for our pressure. It's got refrigerant in it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I don't want to add nitrogen to build up the pressure if I don't have to, if that makes sense, because then we've contaminated all the refrigerant that's in here, and we can't add any refrigerant to keep them going until they make their decision, right, or what they want to do. And I believe it's this coil, but it may be the indoor coil also, but it's not completely empty, so I don't want to add nitrogen if we don't have to. You can add nitrogen to this to build that pressure up to find a leak. But at the same time, we've got our leak detector right here and some soap bubbles. We're going to try to find it with this without touching the inside of this system. so right now this thing has got to heat up, and then once it's done, we'll select high. All right, pretty quick, right? So we may have to, all right, go on, follow the copper down, because I think that's where it's, man. All right, so let's go to a low setting right there. Could be one of these circuits coming off of the manifold. Could be one of these circuits here. I'm going to coat this down with some soap bubbles. See if we can locate it. Alright guys, so we've been soap bubbling. We're not seeing any bubbles, but the homeowner turned on vacuum cleaner, so we can't hear it. But we could hear a little snake whisper, you know, right towards the top. Coil's dirty, man. Look at this right over here too. It's really dirty. Let me show you how dirty this is. Look at that. Look at that. 100%. All right, let's scrape it down. Or scrape it up like this. Get as much off as you can. Let me tell you a little something about Superman over here. Let me tell you a little something about Superman. So not only did he hear it, he found it. There it is. You see those bubbles? Let me zoom in. There they are, right there. Inside there. Okay. So let's peel back some of these fins. I know, hey, this is the best part, son. Let me zoom out here. What do you like most about peeling back the fins to find a leak on the coil?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. None of it, I don't think.
Yeah, it's tough. Let's do it. Let's peel it back and see if we can find it. I think it's copper inside, so we may be able to do a quick repair. All right, so, okay, Wesley, what are we needing here?
Needle nose.
Bam.
Flathead.
Bam. 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 Bam.
There's too much stuff.
So I think that should work. We don't need this.
You're going to peel it back.
We can do it with needle nose, I think.
Got a better grip with this.
All right. Yeah. We're gonna be surgical, son, on this one. We're not gonna go in like butchers, bro. Okay. I knew we should have brought this. So the two greatest tools for peeling back the aluminum fins is a serrated knife and needle nose. And of course we want to be careful. Anytime it's leaking like that,
If you move this,
yeah, you remove that metal plate, move it around too much or anything, it can cause that leak to be just crazy big. So what caused this? The homeowner was asking what caused that. Well, there was no gashes in here like somebody had committed trauma to the coil. No signs of anything like that. So manufacturer defect, just a weak weld, more than likely. I mean, sometimes you can have a weak spot, and if your coil is dirty, I mean, it could happen. If your condensing coil is dirty, your head pressure is going woo crazy high, and it's already high with the 410A, right? So it can find that weak spot. A little bit of rattling, shaking, everything could add to it. So it's not a heat pump, straight cool unit. It could have been any of those things. We'll take a look at it here shortly. All right, so we've done the first top 3 pieces to expose them, but it's the one right below it. I can hear it from up here. So it's this one down there we need to expose. So sometimes we need to bring light. A little bit more. Bring it a little bit more back. Oh, it won't. Oh, yeah. There we go. There you go. So sometimes we got to bring light to the darkness to expose darkness. And that's what we're doing right now. Couldn't see it, but now we're exposing the problem. And that's what we're doing. All right, so we exposed the 4th 1/4-inch copper going in where the leak is, but now Westley is cutting that metal sheet away a little bit. We've spliced it down. That way we can move this back just a little bit and see if we can just close that hole. Pressure start. Hit the other one. Yep. All right, that's it. All right, we think we can repair that right there. So we're gonna repair that, pull a vacuum, charge it up. It's probably 2.5, maybe 3 pounds. That's all that was in there, but it looked like it had more, because it was over 200 on the high and low side on the system. It looked like it had more than that. So this system holds about 7.5 pounds for up to 15 foot. So we'll just do the math. We'll repair that leak and then charge it up. Pull the vacuum, charge it up. Just gonna douse this thing. see if it'll pull it from the back too. Is that piece of paper? Alright. Now we're letting in the nitrogen, pressurizing it. Alright, go for it, coat it. Alright, let's get the back side. Back side over here. There you go. Perfect. Alright guys, it's not beautiful, but this amount, it's not leaking, that's right. And this amount of coil is without fins is not going to make a difference on the performance of this condensing coil. The efficiency of it, it's not going to. And I've done studies on it years and years ago, and actually the study was made from a coil that was deteriorating because of dogs urinating on the coil, and that acid just eating the coil up. And these were customers that I had for a long time, and really there was no difference in the subcool and superheat and before and after. It just, that small amount doesn't make a difference. But a dirty coil, once you get over 10% of a dirty coil, is a problem. And that's that down there. So we're gonna wash that thing out. Look at that.
There's no leak.
So we'll wash that, huh?
No leak.
No leak? Dude, let's pull a vacuum, see how it shows. So Westley said that there's a leak. He said it's going down. But there's a big leak. All right, so while we're pulling a vacuum, it's already pulling something that's good. We're already in the microns. While we're pulling a vacuum, we're gonna wash this coil out. We're kind of just getting everything out of the way so we don't get it wet. We'll pick up the gauges. Yep, awesome. I don't know, maybe you see that oil? Maybe we should do a little, yeah, like a coil cleaner on that a little bit. Let's do that.
Where's this go?
Huh? That will just lay underneath there. So yeah, if y'all can't tell, man, we got another van. Isn't that cool? Worked out good. More room. I wasn't expecting on doing that. So when I moved from Texas, it was really, I just wanted to do little stragglers here and there. And so we had big trucks before in Texas, and now it's just, nah, I'm not going to do it anymore. But, you know, I believe God had other plans. And also, if you don't work, you don't eat, right? Let's be real. So we went ahead and did that. It's good. So we're going to spray some of this on here. See if that makes it look just a little better. I really like the straight shot. You see that straight shot from this nozzle? Because it goes into the coil. Really, really, really like that. And so I'm spraying this coil cleaner on here, not really to clean the coil as far as the big debris, but to help get rid of some of this oil that is collected on here. So yeah. And Westley, show over here inside. So another thing you want to look for when you're washing your coil is to watch the water flow from the outside to the end. You see how it's a little dark in places? That's debris that's inside that coil. I'll get all that washed out. Let me just work our way. Let me show you this one here. You'll see what I'm talking about. Look in here. See how it's dark in some spots? Alright, so we added some refrigerant to it, some of the reclaim. And so we're doing another leak search. Back it away, pull it back. We've already cleaned this coil out. There's no residual refrigerant. So anything that's here, yep. So we repaired that leak. The coil needs to be replaced. Shoot. Okay. I said shoot. Shoot. Okay. All right, man. What to do, right? Hey, go down low. See if you can find one lower too. Wesley? Let's go down low, man. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do any more repairs, so this particular coil is still under manufacturer warranty. So the customer wanted to just see if he could patch it on the top, which would have been a clean patch that would have lasted forever, but looks like we've got another issue. So at this point, we're not going to add any more refrigerant to it. Like, it's going off. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the bars on that thing right here. And so we weren't pulling a good vacuum. We had about 800 microns. And that was flagging me. So, yep. So we will come back and replace this coil. And that will be problem solved right there. So I hope you like what we did so far and enjoyed it. Unfortunately, sometimes you gotta start the repair before you can find out that there's more to it. There's more issues, and that's where we're at right here. So we'll recommend replacing this Goodman coil under part warranty itself, and we'll go from there. All right, so real quick, I know I said we were done, but Westley noticed something right here as we were trying to put this top panel on. Look at the curve here inwards and it comes outwards. You see that? It's not that way here. And right behind here, that metal sheeting where the macaroni tubes go through was bent a little. So more than likely that right there, that hit weakened those welds, or scratched the copper and eventually started leaking. That simple little dent right there. And I was telling Wesley, like, sometimes we get units that have a little dent on the side. Really, you want to get the job done and you're like, man, let's just go do it. It's not hurting anything. That just tells me even more that we need to take this thing apart when we get it delivered. Take the cardboard off, take it apart, and look deeply inside behind it and see if anything has moved, any dents whatsoever. Because look, now this is 6-7 years later, and that could have been prevented, possibly. So I just wanted to point that out. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through Him, and without Him nothing was made that wasn't made by Him. In Him was life, and the life was the light of the world, or man. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness doesn't comprehend it. In other words, darkness doesn't receive sometimes the light. I want you to keep that in perspective. There was a man that was sent from God whose name was John. And this is John the Baptist. This man came as a witness to bear witness of the light. And the light we're talking about is the illumination. The one who is a light bearer brings eternal life. And this is Jesus Christ. I wanted to share that with you because earlier today you witnessed us diagnosing a leak in a coil. But in order for us to diagnose that leak in the coil, we had to expose what was hidden to find where the leak was. And even when we exposed that, it was repaired, there was more that was hidden down below. And so ultimately, this whole coil needs to be replaced. In other words, it needs a rebirth, a new one. You get what I'm saying? So oftentimes when we read this book, we get the light. There is a revelation that comes in our heart because we have seen the light, and we are searching for that light even though we're in darkness. My friends, at the same time today, there are people that walk in the light, that are bringing the light. And there are people that don't receive. They don't comprehend the light because their deeds are exposed. But I'm here to share that if you expose that thing and are searching for the light, who is Jesus Christ, He will send somebody your way to help expose it. And if you feel ugly inside, it just may be the darkness that doesn't want the light. Do away with that thing and come to the light. I hope you enjoyed this video. And that verse, that was John 1:1-3. Have a good day, good night, and a good week, and we'll see you next week.